1969 Washington quarter dollar coin. Welcome to another episode of the Coins Numismatic series, where we explore the fascinating world of coins, their history, and the details that make them unique and valuable. In today's episode, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics, the 1969 Washington quarter dollar coin. The Washington quarter has been a staple in American coinage since its inception in 1932, and the 1969 version is no exception. While it may not be the rarest or most valuable coin in the history of American currency, it still holds significant importance for collectors and coin enthusiasts. Let's break down the 1969 Washington quarter in detail, examining its design, history, mintage, market value, errors, and collector interest. Historical context. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin was designed by sculptor John Flanagan and featured a profile of George Washington on the obverse with an eagle in flight on the reverse. It quickly became a popular coin due to its symbolic significance and its connection to one of the most important figures in American history. By 1969, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for nearly 4 decades. The design remained largely unchanged since its inception, except for some minor adjustments over the years. The 1969 coin was minted during the 1960s, a time of significant political and social change in the United States. While the country faced economic turmoil, the Washington quarter continued to be a staple in everyday transactions, and its symbolism of unity and patriotism resonated with many Americans. The 1969 quarter was minted in the midst of a time when the US was moving toward more advanced coinage production techniques. The 1960s saw the widespread use of new minting processes, and this would result in improved coin quality in the years to come. While the design remained unchanged, the 1969 Washington quarter holds its own unique place in American history as a product of the mid-20th century. Design features. The 1969 Washington quarter, like all quarters produced since 1932, has 2 sides, the obverse front and the reverse back. On the obverse, we see a profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. His portrait is rendered in high relief, showing his well-known features such as his strong jawline, piercing eyes, and dignified expression. Washington is facing left, which was chosen to depict him in a way that was consistent with other coins in the US coinage system. Above his head is the inscription Liberty, and below his neck is the year of minting, 1969. The inscription, In God We Trust, appears to the right of Washington's portrait. The reverse side of the coin features an eagle in flight, with its wings spread wide. The eagle is a symbol of strength and freedom, and this image has been a consistent feature of the Washington quarter series. Beneath the eagle is a banner that reads United States of America, and in smaller text below, you'll find E pluribus unum, the Latin phrase meaning out of many, one. Below the eagle's tail is the denomination quarter dollar. The 1969 Washington quarter was struck in a 90% silver composition for coins minted before 1965. However, from 1965 onwards, the quarter was struck with a copper nickel-clad composition. This means that the 1969 Washington quarter contains no silver, unlike the quarters from earlier years, which adds a bit of historical significance to the coins minted prior to 1965. Mintage and distribution. The mintage of the 1969 Washington quarter was conducted at several US mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While the exact production numbers from each facility vary, the total mintage of the 1969 quarter was significant, reflecting the ongoing circulation of the coin. In total, there were approximately 563 million 1969 Washington quarters produced in all 3 mints, with the bulk of the production occurring at the Philadelphia Mint. These quarters were distributed across the United States and saw widespread use in everyday transaction. The sheer quantity of 1969 Washington quarters minted means that they are relatively common in terms of availability. However, certain factors, such as condition, specific mint marks, and rare errors, can influence their market value. Market value. The 1969 Washington quarter, due to its large mintage, is not considered to be particularly rare or valuable. In circulated condition, these coins can generally be found for only a few dollars, typically around face value or slightly above, depending on their condition. Uncirculated examples of the 1969 Washington quarter, particularly those in mint state condition, are worth more, but still tend to hover around the $5 to $15 range. This is true for quarters from all mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins in higher grade conditions such as the most 65 or higher may fetch a premium price, but it's important to remember that the 1969 Washington quarter was produced in such large numbers that its value will never exceed that of rare or highly limited mintage coins. It's also important to note that the silver content of the 1969 Washington quarter is non-existent, as it was produced in a copper-nickel-clad composition. This significantly affects its intrinsic value, which would otherwise be higher if the coin had been struck in silver. For collectors, the 1969 Washington quarter is primarily of interest for its role in U.S. numismatic history and for the fact that it is part of the enduring Washington quarter series. While its market value may not be high, the coin remains a popular choice for collectors seeking to complete a set of Washington quarters spanning the years from 1932 onward. Errors and varieties. As with many coins, there are some examples of the 1969 Washington quarter that exhibit errors or other distinctive features that make them of interest to collectors. These error coins, while rare, can significantly increase the value of an individual piece. One of the most common errors found on 1969 Washington quarters is the double die variety, where the design is doubled due to a mistake during the minting process. These coins can be identified by a slight doubling of the inscriptions or elements of the design, such as the word Liberty or the date 1969. If you come across a 1969 Washington quarter with this type of error, it can be worth significantly more than a regular example, depending on the severity of the doubling. Another error that has been noted on some 1969 Washington quarters is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be imprinted off-center. While these errors are relatively uncommon, they can be of great interest to error coin collectors and can significantly increase the value of the coin. These types of errors are relatively rare, but they are something to look out for if you are a collector of 1969 Washington quarters. Coins that feature unique characteristics or errors are always in demand and can command higher prices on the market, particularly if they are in good condition. The 1969 Washington quarter is part of a long-running series of coins that hold great appeal for collectors. While the coin may not have the same level of rarity as some other coins in American history, it is still sought after by numismatists for its historical significance and its role in the Washington quarter series. Collectors who are focused on completing a full set of Washington quarters from 1932 to the present are likely to seek out the 1969 coin. Additionally, error coin collectors may find interest in any 1969 Washington quarters that exhibit double die or off-center strike errors. While the coin is not particularly rare, its place in the history of US currency ensures that it will remain a collectible for years to come. If you are a collector of Washington quarters, or if you are simply interested in adding a piece of American history to your collection, the 1969 Washington quarter is a must-have. While it may not be the most valuable coin in the series, it still holds a special place in the hearts of many collectors, and it remains a key piece in the Washington quarter collection. The 1969 Washington quarter is a coin that holds both historical and numismatic significance. While it may not be the most valuable or rare coin in the US Mint's history, it remains an important piece of American currency and a staple of the Washington quarter series. With a rich design, a large mintage, and enduring collector interest, the 1969 Washington quarter continues to captivate coin enthusiasts around the world. Thank you for joining us in this detailed exploration of the 1969 Washington quarter dollar coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatics, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future episodes of the Coins Numismatic series. Keep collecting and happy hunting for those rare and valuable coins.